Okay, hi guys, this is Cynthia from Yard to Table, and this is going to be a series about growing in containers. I know there's a million of them that have been done, but really we're just documenting this for our own fun, and if some other people see these videos and enjoy it or gain something out of it, then I'll be even happier. So we're about to harvest these 2 pots full of radishes. I am not a huge fan of those raw or anything, but it turns out you can actually chop them up and you can stir fry them, and you can also pickle them. If you do not like the flavor of radishes, try the other two, because it turns out I like them cooked and one of my daughters likes them pickled, but she won't eat them the other way. So they're kind of a weird thing, but what's fun about radishes is there's actually one of the cultivars, one of the types of seeds I have, they're ready in 18 days. So you're talking about from seed to table in less than 3 weeks, which is amazing. I would say they're probably the second fastest thing growing next to microgreens. So if you like radishes and you never thought about growing them, definitely try them. And they are also a huge pest deterrent for certain things. Take a look into it. I know for a fact that I think there's a good 4 or 5 types of common garden pests that don't like them. And so you can plant them just about anywhere in the garden. They have a strong odor. That's how a lot of pests find what they're trying to destroy, is through smell. And so they can smell radishes, and it does what's called, I think it's called scent masking. And this is where they smell that and they can't smell the particular vegetable that you're growing instead, and they'll leave. So, and they grow really fast, and if you like them, they're really good. So another neat thing about radishes is they only take a little bit of space, and you can grow, I don't know how many I have in here, but here in a minute we're going to harvest these, and you'll see that in this, I want to say it's a 9-inch pot, maybe it's a foot wide, but we're going to see how many, and this pot is about the same size, and there's a ton of them in there. And it's been about a month since I planted. This is a Red Comet brand cultivar, which takes 30 days. And they have they don't have any pests hardly. I don't do anything to them or for them. Here's a tiny little bit of leaf damage here, really small. I don't know what got to it, but they tend to kind of be maintenance free in my opinion, other than just keep them wet a little bit every day. I just come out and kind of damp them down a little bit so they don't crack or anything. And I don't overwater them. And you want to make sure that you get them out of the ground before they start to flower, because eventually these guys will send up a bolt just like a lettuce would, and it's just this long stem that'll have pretty little flowers on it. If you can grow radishes just for that if you want, because they'll turn from this nice green, like kind of foliage looking plant into a pot of what looks kind of like wildflowers. I don't have any flowering radishes on the property right now, or I would show you, but you can look it up and they're quite pretty. And if you let those dry out, they create these little seed packets. And you will have an endless supply of radish seeds. Just let a couple of your radishes go to seed. I did that one year, and I can't remember how many hundreds of seeds I had, but I pop them in everywhere. So there'll be radishes, growing all over the place. Sometimes I let them flower, sometimes I let them just be a kind of a pest deterrent, and other times we eat them. So here in a minute we're going to have my husband harvest them while I talk, or I'll be quiet. I'll do an overdub. I'm kind of new to all this stuff. I don't have good equipment. It's very kind of gray out today. It's pretty though, and it's nice and cool. And here in 7A is my zone. I'm in Oklahoma. It gets really, really hot, so it's already warm. We're getting into the mid-80s already, and so shade cloth, here we come. And but you can do a lot of fun things in your front garden, on your patio. My other video I uploaded earlier today is well, it's basically just a tour. It's about a 17-minute long video you can watch if you're interested, of all the different things you can do in a patio garden. So, and how many things you can grow. You know, I'm growing quite a few things in pots. So you can get, you know, if you have a couple of pots, you can grow, and I have this under here because it was cold, hiding my little pepper plant back there. And there's another one here, kind of sort of, you can see it. There's two actually in that plant. I mean, you can actually grow peppers close together. I'm getting off track, but anyway, there's a lot of things you can do. And so here in a second, we will harvest these, and I will show you what a finished jar of radish pickles looks like. They are so pretty. And if somebody you know likes radish pickles, or you're willing to give it a try, they're beautiful in the pantry. So, all right, we'll be back here in a minute. Okay, so here we're going to harvest these 2 pots, and my husband's going to do the honors, so let's see what we get. I'm going to see if I can't get down in here and get a good view of all of this. And just for the record, I pretty much just threw a bunch of seeds in here and did not thin them. And we're going to be pulling them out. Some are going to be bigger than others because of my not thinning. So that's my fault. But some of them will be a nice size. And we'll probably pickle these. And by the way, you can eat the greens from these too. Let's take a look at one of them. So they're not too big, but they're nice. And they're very pretty, very uniform. There's a nice big one. And this is just coming from a pot, you know, which is kind of the interesting, amazing thing to me. Okay. And I think I saw one where there was nothing in there, so that can happen too, especially if you don't thin. If you don't thin, you're going to have some that will put out a bunch of greens and no root. But again, like that's a little bitty guy. Probably didn't get thinned. But the great news is you can eat the greens. So it's actually kind of a win-win with a radish because you can eat both. And I believe we've made them where you just kind of make them like spinach or any other green, probably like a dandelion green or something. So some of these look really good. Take the time to thin your radishes is the moral of the story here. Are these all just greens? Okay, so we'll move on to the next one. And we don't really like the flavor of the greens, but so we'll compost them because those will make amazing compost. And we're going to be doing a review of this worm bin that my husband ordered, and it'll be here in the next few days. That's going to be kind of cool. But that's a nice, good one. Again, just 2 10-inch pots probably, or maybe a foot long, foot across. Nice, that's a nice big one. But it's fun to get a little garden win, you know, especially in the patio. Nice. Oh, there we go. That's a good one. Very pretty. This is mostly greens. Oh, a couple more. Okay, so there's our harvest, and I don't know how many we got, but I would say it's probably, 20 of them or so. And here in a minute we'll put them on a tray so you can see them in all their glory. Okay, so here's our final harvest, and it's kind of hard to tell. Some of these are pretty sizable. I would say that this biggest one here is a good maybe 2 inches across, 1.5 inches. So this is from 2 pretty small pots, and I can honestly tell you, if you take the time to thin them, you're going to get a lot better sizing. You know, we had a 5 or 6 of them that had nothing on it. But lots of greens, nice amount of harvest radishes, so enjoy, grow some, it's fun, they're beautiful, and they deter pests. So have a great day, and I will see you soon. So this is a little bonus, I forgot to put this in there. I was going to show you guys what pickled radishes look like. They turn pink all the way through. They're really pretty. Very strong. These actually kind of almost taste like mushrooms. It's a really strange taste for me personally, but my daughter, who's 4 years old, cannot get enough of these things. She begs me to put them on her salads and comes in and just begs for more, so we'll make some more for her, and that's what we'll do with these. And they are very pretty in the pantry. I mean, it is something, you can't really tell from here, but they look orange in the camera, but they're very pink. And so anyway, that's what we did with those, and that is going to be the end of this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and I'll be sure and put some digital timestamps everywhere so you can skip through all my mumbo jumbo. I'm very new to this and probably rambled way too much. Alright, so subscribe and follow me, and we'll be just kind of documenting our little front yard garden here. Have a great day.